Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this video tutorial, I will explain in Django web applications how to implement the pagination on a table. Now let's check the final output. So I reload the browser. So got a new output. Notice the page size is displaying 3 records because we have set the page size to display 3 records at a time from a table. If I go to next, that's the next 3 records. If I go to last, the last 3 records. In our table we have 12 records only. If you check here, the employee details contains 12 records. The last one is the 12 employee ID, it's Kevin. Here the Kevin. Go to first. We got the first records. That's it. They have implemented the pagination in Django web tutorials. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. Before creating a new Django web application, first we'll check the table in PHP MyAdmin database, which is my SQL server. The table name is the employee details, which contains 3 columns: ID, EMP name, and join date. The ID column is the auto-generate column. First, my aim is I want to get this data employee details table display on the browser using the Django and Python. After that, we'll implement the pagination. Before creating a new Django web application, first we require one special folder. So I'm creating a new folder. Right click the mouse, go to new and select folder. The folder name is Django Pagination. Let's browse this folder. Right now this folder contains empty. Now we'll create a new Django web application in this folder. I'm using Visual Studio Code to create a Django web application. First, before creating an application, we need to add the folder name which we have created in the D drive. Go to File, then select the Open Folder, and the folder name is a Django Pagination. The folder name is, I have selected that one, then click button, select Folder. And here our folder is successfully added to our Visual Studio Explorer panel. At the right side we got the welcome page. Let's close that welcome page. Now let's create a new Django web application in this folder. Go to View, select Terminal. Now in the terminal, which is nothing but a command prompt, if you notice the path is our folder name and D drive. This is our folder name. Let's create a Django application. To create a Django application, the command is Django-admin start project. Then add our application name, which is a pagination. Pagination is my application name. And if you notice, the pagination, the application is created successfully. Let me expand this application, and in this application contains one subfolder and one manage.py. Let me expand this subfolder, and now in the subfolder contains some Python files, settings.py, urls.py. All these files and folders has been created automatically when I create this project pagination. Now after creating this application, next step, we'll add one templates folder to our project. Select the application name, right click the mouse, click new folder. The folder name is templates. All my HTML files I will save in this templates folder only. So let's add one templates folder here, new file, index.html. And here we got our index.html page. Now before adding the designing part in this HTML, first we'll add one models page in our subfolder of our application. Select the subfolder, right click the mouse, click new file. The file name is models.py. And here we got our models.py. And models.py contains a class with some properties. Now before adding the class and properties, we need to import the class from Django.db import models. After importing the models class, next create a class, and the class name is show table. Here I'm adding models dot model, I miss capital, colon. Now in this table contains the properties. So if you notice, in the table contains 3 columns: ID, which is auto-generated column, so I don't require this one. The second one is the EMP name and join it. Let's add that one. EMP name, we need to add the exact column names what we have defined in the table. We have to define here in the properties. EMP name models dot char field max underscore length is equals to 100. After that, the second property is for the join date. Notice J is capital here. So we need to add the exact the column name models dot date field, the data type is. Then let's define another class called meta class, which contains my table name. db underscore table is equals to, between double quotes, the table name is employee details. Let's copy that one and paste here. That's it. Let's save this models page. Save all. Now we require the views page to write the logic. Again, right click the subfolder, click new file. The file name is a views.py, and here we got the views.py. This views.py contains a logic. Now before adding the logic, we have to import the necessary classes from Django.shortcuts. I'm adding import render class. Then we need to add our models class also. The model show table, the class name, let's copy that one. From my model class is inside our application pagination dot models import. I'm adding the class name show table. Now let's define a function table page is my function name, request colon. Let's declare a variable result is equals to show table, my class name, it's a show table, my model class name dot objects dot all method. Then this function return, I'm rendering this render method request. My template name is index.html. This template name I'm adding here. After that, the last property I'm adding the dictionary, which contains the key values between curly brackets, double quotes. Here the key is our table name show table colon results. The variables we are getting from this object results. That's it. Let's save this file also, save all. Now we need to configure the urls.py. Open that one, and the urls.py, first let's import the views page from dot import views, and the URL patterns path single quotes comma views dot. Now this path is our default path. Now I want to render this index.html, so with the help of this function name table page contains our template name, so let's add our function name. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. After that we need to configure the settings also. In the settings.py, first we need to configure our application name in the install underscore apps between single quotes. Let's add our application name, which is a pagination. Then come to the bottom in the template section. Notice in the directories we need to join our templates with the base directory. So os.path.join method. This join method takes two parameters, base underscore directory comma between single quotes I'm adding templates. our folder name which contains our templates index.html. Then come to the bottom, notice in the databases section, the default database is a SQLite 3. But we are using here MySQL. So let's delete this SQLite 3, add MySQL, and the name, delete this default code. Here the name is our database name. Our database name is SampleDB. The table I have created in this database SampleDB. Let's add that one, SampleDB. Then we require the user also. User is root, comma, and the password colon, comma. And notice here in the password, I don't have any password to log into my PHP MyAdmin database. If you have any password, please enter that one. On the next attribute, I'm adding the host. Here the host is localhost. And we require the port number. The port number of our database is 3306. Let's add that one, 3306. And the last one, we require the options. Init underscore command colon between double quotes. I'm setting the SQL mode. SQL mode is equals to, between single quotes, I'm adding strict underscore trans underscore tables. This one is tcapital tables. That's it. We have configured our connection string also in this settings.py. Let's save this file, save all. Now go to index.html. The final step to display the records, add doc type here, add the HTML, let's close that one. HTML, header section. In the header section, I'm adding the title, title, title. Pagination. I'm adding the body tag. Inside the body tag, I'm adding the center tag. And inside the center tag, I'm adding the headings. How to implement pagination Django web tutorials. After that, I'm adding horizontal line. Now after the horizontal line, I'm adding a table element to display the records table, and this table contains a border 1. Let's add the table contains the table rows and table headers. The table headers, in our table we have 3 columns. The first one is a employee ID. The second column name is the employee name. And the last column is the join date. After that, add another tr to display the table data. But to fetch the records, I'm implementing the for loop. For display data is an object. Display data is an object in the data we are getting from our class name show table. This is the class name. I'm adding, copy that one and paste here. Let's close the for loop also. Percentage and for to close the for loop. Now here the td between double curly brackets, in this expression I'm adding the object name display data. This object name I'm adding here dot The column name, switch to our database, the column name is ID. Let's add that one to display the IDs of the employee. Another TD, again between double curly brackets. In this expression I'm adding display data dot emp name, and the last one TD, again between double curly brackets I'm adding display data dot join date. J is capital here, join date. Here we have to add another curly brackets. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. Now before implementing the pagination on this table, first let's check the output on the browser. cd, I'm adding my application name to the path, cd pagination. After that, let's run the server python manage.py. When we want to run the server, we need to add this manage.py here. Run server, scrver server, enter. And see here, after we run the server, we don't have any issues. Below that, we got the web server link. Let's browse that one. Control plus mouse click to run the application on the browser. And here we got the first output. The records are displayed in this table from this database. Now let's implement the pagination. Switch to the views page. To implement the pagination, we need to add the paginator class from django.code.paginator import paginator. Notice here the P is capital here. Paginator. After that, in this function, I'm adding a variable called paginator is equals to, I'm adding the paginator class, the P is capital, paginator, the function. In this paginator, I'm adding the results, comma, the second parameter, I'm adding the size of the table, and here I'm adding 3, which means it displays 3 records in a table at a time. It displays 3 records at a time in a table. Then we require the page is equals to, and this variable is when a user clicks the next button, I want to display the another 3 records. So for that we require request. I'm requesting the get method. Get is capital here, then small get method between single quotes. I'm adding here the page. This variable will add in this index.html. After that, notice here the results here, copy that one, is equals to paginator dot get underscore page. I'm getting the page from this variable page on the browser. That's it. We have written the functionality to add the pagination for this show table. Let's save this file, save all. Again switch to the index.html. In the index.html, after the table, now to navigate the pages, we require the href links. So we require 4 href links. I'm adding here a href hash here. This one is the first. This hash the first. Let's copy this one, paste here, and the last one is first, previous, next, and this is the last. Now the first, I'm adding if condition percentage if the page numbers we are getting from our the class name, model class name. To display the page numbers, show table dot has previous, has underscore previous. To show the previous records, I'm using has previous property, and let's close the if condition with an if, and also we require the next has next to show the next records. So instead of has previous, has underscore next, close and if. Now after that, now between previous and next, I want to display the navigation numbers here. First, between double curly brackets in this expression, I am adding show table dot numbers to display the numbers, number of the page. To display the number of the page, I am adding bold tag /, and I want to display the number of pages. This table contains number of pages here. Show table between double curly brackets here, paginator number of pages, num underscore pages. And now to navigate here, question mark. If you check in the views, here in the get method, I'm adding this page. Let's add this one, page here, page is equals to 1. And the same thing for the previous, question mark, page is equals to, in the expression to display the previous page number, that previous page number we are getting from the show table, my class name, model class name dot previous underscore page underscore number. Let's copy this one, add for the next href link. Instead of previous, I am adding next here, next page number. And for the last, we just require delete this show, this displays the last page number, semicolon. Here remove this, add the curly brackets. Notice here friends, it's a spelling mistake here, paginator, and here also paginator. This one show table dot number, the number of page I want to display, and again previous page number, next page number. That's it, we have done the complete coding part. Let's save this file, save all. Let's check the final output. Control C, and here we got no issues in our application. Below is our web server link, we already opened here. Now let's check the final output. So I reload the browser. So got a new output. Notice the page size is displaying 3 records because we have set the page size to display 3 records at a time from a table. If I go to next, it's the next 3 records. If I go to last, the last 3 records. In our table we have 12 records only. If you check here, the employee details contains 12 records. The last one is the 12 employee ID, it's Kevin. Get the Kevin. Go to first. You got the first records. That's it. They have implemented the pagination in Django web tutorials.